come back over there. As
We
you
are
can see, like I'm never done doing stuff. I'm actually unloading that big purchase from
yeah,
last night right now.
we're live now.
We
We're
are live, literally. What's up?
not much. T told me to tell you hello. She couldn't wait up late last night. I never really do much day shows because I always figure people are working and busy, and but I don't know, maybe and because if you're doing your shows and stuff like that, so and don't forget we're on different time and stuff like that. But I wanted to bring you on because I wanted to talk about basically I've known you now for 4 years, and it seems like even with life's ups and downs and man, you always seem to bounce back and even get, I've seen you before in the past have done business deals that sometimes don't work out, and yet here you are killing it on whatnot, doing $33,000 the other day. Hey Susan, welcome. It's gonna
That
take
was just in that was in one 4 hour show. That's my
I know.
single best ever anything. And when anything I've ever done, that's like my best single little day.
Yeah, you killed it. Let me real quick. Just it's gonna probably take a couple minutes for people realize to come in. Because again,
Yeah.
we were gonna do this at 11 o'clock. I just to kind of give heads up, not complain, but I had messaged a pirate about 15 minutes before, and hey Jack, and he's like, oh crap. He goes, I'm an hour away buying a whole bunch of stuff for whatnot, and he goes, maybe we could do it in 2 hours. I'm like, Mike, that's going to be like 1 o'clock my time. I'm like, I was already in bed. I wasn't feeling the best. I had done in case anybody doesn't know, I'm going through some cancer treatment. I had a reoccurrence, and I started cancer treatment a month ago. So I had my second shot that I'm taking the day before, and wasn't feeling the best yesterday. So I wanted to bring. This is my first live in actually 7 months, and I wanted to bring on someone that was very motivating and always upbeat no matter what. So I had reached out to Mike, and I want him to come on, and I'm going to do a whatnot actually later tonight. 7 or 8 o'clock. I have it scheduled for 7, but I may move it back to 8 to run some errands. And I want to bring Pirate on because Pirate is doing a show in an hour and a half too. And so why don't you tell us what happened last night? This was a whatnot related issue.
Well, yeah, here it is. Here it is, right here. I'm wheeling it in. Actually, boom. I'm just getting in from the my house. But so this guy messaged me about. I know him. He sells across from me at the flea market, and he bought a unit full of QVC, very similar to mine, about the same time. And he reached out to me. He's like, "Man, I got a piss ton of jewelry," and he wanted to go through it. And he pulled all the gold out because naturally most people don't want to sell their gold; they just want to save it or scrap it. And
Right.
he's like, "I got a lot of silver." Made me an offer on 425 pieces, but I didn't like his offer, and I kind of just told him like a month ago. I was like, "No, I'm gonna pass on that because like I want to make money naturally. I don't want to spend
Right.
$11,000 and make nothing. You know what I mean? Like anybody can spend 11,000 and get back 11,000. That's pointless, right?" So I had messaged him literally yesterday, and he talked about it again. I was like, "Look, I can only go this much per piece because I have to make something somehow. I'm probably not going to get everything." And lo and behold, I spaced out our live last night because he's like, "Well, I'll take 7 grand for it all. Let's meet." And I just kind of like, you know how like sometimes sales or purchases are like you don't want to miss the deal because they
Right.
could call
Yeah.
somebody else. And so I just raced out, met him, picked it up, drove home, and
It's
yeah,
funny though. People don't realize when you're a reseller, even 8 o'clock at night, I didn't go and buy $7,000 worth of jewelry, but one night I saw a Facebook. I remember last year, and some guy was selling the Hess trucks, and it was something like $5 or $8 a piece if I bought them all. And it was a Friday night. I didn't want someone. I felt like if I didn't get there, someone was going to steal the deal away from me Saturday. So I said I better get over there. And sure enough, Friday night I went and made the trip. It was only about 40 minutes away, but I made the trip, and because you don't want to lose out on the deals.
like, well, exactly because people who are selling something, they don't wait. I mean, they could be your best friend, your stranger, or cousin. They're not waiting for
No,
you.
because whoever
They
comes up
need
with
the money.
whoever comes up with the cash first. I had that happen one time with a baseball card deal. I told the guy, I said, I'll come right now. So I emailed him the next morning, and he's all, it's already sold. I'm like, what?
Oh,
Hey, welcome, welcome. If you guys are watching this in the replay, I greatly appreciate it. This was sort of last minute notice. Mike told me to message him in the morning and see if we could go live now, because we missed last night because of scheduling. So I wanted to bring Mike on to talk about Whatnot and what he's doing with eBay. And I mean, he's killing it. I mean, he did $33,000 in one. I was watching it, the purse. Why don't you explain a little bit to the audience how that deal came about? I know a little bit, like you bought, what was it, 4 lockers for 54,000?
so yeah, the actual lady had she had 17 units. So that was it was a weird thing. Like, I really wish I was more prepared the very first day, but usually auctions don't tell you like, hey, this is going to be in there, here's a photo. It's kind of, you come, they might tell you, hey, somebody died, or they were in like probate, something weird, but very often do you see a couple photos. So the night before, they just posted, hey, we got a couple units, there's going to be some great stuff. And I don't keep money on me, believe it or not. I don't like cash anymore. I used to be a guy who never kept any money in the bank, and now I'm a guy who don't keep any money in his pocket. So I happen to have a little bit of money on me to go the next morning. I wasn't prepared enough because that first day was really good units, big ones. One went for $15,000, and I didn't like it as much because I haven't tasted the flavor of her storage before. That one unit went for 15 grand. The guy found 57 pairs of brand new red bottom Louis Vuitton shoes. You're talking an
Wow.
average of $1,000 to $1,500 a pair, never worn, just sitting there with the receipts. And so the other buyer, he got a great taste. He was very excited to be at the auction 2 and 3. They spaced out her 17 storages over 3 auctions, 2 months apart. So that kind of
Oh,
sucked
okay.
because you're leaving people heavy time to be prepared, right? So I bought one for 7 grand, and that was probably my best overall purchase because it was the cheapest and I had a higher ROI. So round two, 2 months later, I came prepared, and I ended up spending 30 grand on one storage unit and 8,000 on another. And that guy he went like 15,000, 15,000, 15,000 on all the other ones. And I kind of ran him out of money to where he couldn't outbid me on the $30,000 one. And so auction number 3, he was heavily prepared just the same as I was, but I kind of chickened out auction number 3 because every unit kept going 15, 20 grand. And I'm like, I mean, at this point, we can go anywhere in the world and spend 20 grand and get $50,000 of merch. That's an everyday thing. I mean, it's getting kind of boring at this point, but all said and done, over that 5 month period, I had bought 4 units for 54,000. All of her units were the same, brand new QVC. Woman inherited like millions of dollars and spent it online.
Wow.
And so I did like a 90-day period on eBay where I sold 105 grand. And
Yeah.
I wanted to compare Whatnot to that, right? So that's why I did 1 month of Whatnot, and we did 118,020 shows on Whatnot
Wow.
during that course of the month. So
That's amazing.
Whatnot might be better than eBay, in my opinion. You get more money on eBay, but the time it takes to sell it all, the hassle, the
I
buyer protection.
Yeah, one thing I mean, I know that you've said, and I was a little discouraged sometimes by Whatnot, but I mean, and you've said it to me, Pat, you got to be prepared to sell stuff at, you're not going to get eBay prices, and I get it. So you want to make sure that you're buying right. And now with you, it seems to me, in my opinion, now that you've got this audience, you got to keep feeding it. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
even though like it was funny because I was surprised the other night, and you got to, and I will say you got a good crew with you, because you got your son, you got Chris, your uncle Mike was there the other day, so you're having fun with it. You're bantering back and forth with your family. You're bantering with the crowd, and I mean, and you're getting the numbers. I mean, you were talking about hitting 500 the other day, and you're only at that point, I think 380, and before you know it, within 5 minutes, you had over 500 people in there.
Oh,
And
the giveaway show is phenomenal. I recommend people to do that. you don't have to give away $100 items. You know what I mean? If
Right.
you watch my giveaway show, I would say it was an average of $10 to $20 items. But I mean, you're giving it away, plus you're losing on the shipping. How much can you give away? But I gave away 40 items in that show, and I topped out at 600 people in that show, and I gained 400 followers
Oh,
in that
did you?
small.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
and
I've done about 15 shows so far. I mean, I don't do it this, and now I haven't done one in. I did one in the last couple months because of my health issues. But I am doing one tonight. I got new shoes and stuff, and you get to
what
a
time
point.
is that?
It's gonna be 7 or 8 o'clock tonight,
My time or your time?
my time.
All right. My show's at noon, so maybe I can raid you. Maybe I'll be on still. If I'm on, I'll try to raid you. If not, I can't really do it. But
Yeah, I know, because you would have to go. You would have to go 4 hours if I do it 7, and 4 hours is long. I mean,
it is.
yeah, and if you're moving a lot of stuff, I mean, that's good. I mean, I look at it when I go on. If I can do honestly an hour and a half, I can do 150, $200. It's extra money, and it's certain things that just aren't feasible as far as selling on eBay. How long you been doing actually officially Whatnot, Mike?
Well, for example, today's show, just so you know, I'm having like 400 items on my show today. I'm doing 15-second sudden deaths. I'm gonna push it, but I basically started a year ago, November 1st, basically, and I was on the fence about it because originally when I met with Whatnot, they contacted me and wanted me to be sponsored, right? Offer me some money for videos. They do that very often with content creators. And the guy who reached out to me ghosted me, and that pissed me off. Not that I'm like I think I'm special or anything, but if you reach out to somebody and make a deal, you continue it and you finalize it, right? And so if I'm a person you're reaching out to and you ghost me, which basically means stop conversation, I
Right.
don't want to do business with you at that point because that's kind of shady. Why the hell do you ghost me, right? Well, I found out a couple, like 2 months later, I went to the Boss Reseller Remix, which is where I'm speaking this year in Vegas. If anybody wants to come in October, great reseller event. Whatnot was there along with eBay, and I got a chance to talk to a real Whatnot employee, and I found out that guy quit. So it wasn't like I got ghosted, but he
Okay. Yeah.
disappeared. And so I was like, oh, maybe I was being an a-hole and just getting mad for no reason. And then I got to meet with some great people, mainly Rally Roots and Harry Tornado. They
Right.
were speakers there. And Ryan convinced me he said, stop letting it be your bother and just do it. You don't need the money to do it. You're going to do way better just being you and selling there than you ever are getting 5,000 from them for making some videos for the month. And so with all of that said, I also got to watch Ryan do a huge Whatnot fundraiser. So we have this event at the Blind Center in Nevada. They did a really cool live charity event right there, raised thousands of dollars, and I got to see one just in person live, which we will be doing again on another person's channel this October as well. But I came back. I had spent all my money I had to my name on storage units before I left. I literally came back from that reseller event with 17 bucks in my account. No exaggeration. I was 20,000 out in investment. That's how I am. You gotta invest hard in yourself and your business to get back money hard, right? So I went all in. I came back and I haven't stopped working since, minus my little stint with my leg infection last month. But I hit the ground running and I ended up starting Whatnot. And a lot of people think that you have to be a content creator to be successful. That is not the freaking case. It sounds good because you see content creators doing well, but I think why content creators do well is they know how to go live. The average person doesn't
Right.
understand a live process. They go on there and they're like, "Yeah, guys, how you doing today? Just give me a few minutes. I'm gonna get ready. Hey, I got this tape measure. I want 10 bucks for." Like the vibe's all freaking wrong. You got to
Right.
come in that show ready to let go, ready to be lively and be prepared. No one wants to watch your tape measures every 5 minutes. You got to have a tape measure coming every 20 seconds. That's how Whatnot is designed. It's a fast-paced world we live in. So in the grand scheme of things, in the 11 months I've been on Whatnot, I have signed up 1,063 people, right, through my referral code, but only 105 have purchased. So if I've sold over 11,000 products and I only have 104 referrals purchased, I don't think it has anything to do with my YouTube and Facebook presence. It's not like I'm bringing over millions of people. It's literally Whatnot that's providing me the buyer circle that's making me the money, in my opinion, just based off that number is 105 referrals. What that basically means, 105 people used my link and actually purchased something, even though 1,000 something signed up, right? So it has nothing to do with my YouTube momentum or anything. It was just me literally going live, taking L's, having shows like just 5 weeks ago. I did a show right before my month series. It was only 180 bucks in an hour and a half. It's not like every day I'm killing it on
Right.
Whatnot. So 11, it's been basically 10 and a half solid months I've been on Whatnot now.
Yeah, Whatnot's
And
kind of, man, the growth that they're getting over the last year. I mean, when you think about it, any given time, there's probably at least 50 lives on at one time.
there's far more than that. You just don't
Yeah.
see them all.
Yeah, of course. And I mean, the ones that are populating, that are showing up popular, I mean, I can't even believe the cards, that a lot of people selling cards. And you've sold cards already before. I think that you're not kind of stuck to one niche. You're willing to have a variety of, like, you're selling purses, jewelry, cards, different stuff you've sold out of storage. You're selling perfume and cologne and all that stuff. But Mike, since I've last actually talked to you, I was on your channel once. You were on my channel, but not as a scheduled guest. You popped in, and then when me and Kimmy were doing the show, you were on her channel, and I was a co-host with her. But I noticed one thing that has changed, and I'm not sure if it's the same timetable as you actually have now. You're working out of a warehouse. When did that come about?
We're in a warehouse. So I've been wanting a warehouse for a long time. I don't really like the store environment. Naturally, everybody's always like, we should open up a thrift store. I don't think thrift stores are the best, but I've never had one. Some people do really well. In my area, thrift stores are not the most business because everybody has a thrift store in the Bay Area. There's one on every corner. So I've always liked the internet because you reach a broader amount of audience. So I was running out of a storage unit this whole career, 13 years or so. If you know, that's where I met Jessica, the woman, my significant other. She was the manager of my property. We had a 30 by 30 steel there after she moved out, but it was inconvenient. You can't have a customer technically when you want. You only have certain gate hours. You don't get electricity, internet. And so sometime about August of last year, this happened to just fall in my lap as coincidence, because my storage facility upped my rent to $850, and I was like, damn, now you want $850. And then that day, I don't know if you remember Tom Cruise. Who's Tom Cruise? He has a small YouTube
the record guy. Yep.
He has a building next door to me, and he's like, hey, me and my guy don't want to rent our second building, but we're contracted, so do you want to take it over? And it was like $1,500 for literally twice the space. So I'm like, okay, public storage is going to double my rent, and I'm going to pay $850 for it, what half this warehouse is, or I can move over here for $1,500 for twice the space, 24-hour access, a bathroom, internet. And so I just did it, and it's really been a kind of a game changer for me, because space is important. The volume I buy, I get tired of, like, in the moving business, we had a rule: you never lean something up against something else, so you don't have to touch it twice. And I spent most of my storage career touching everything twice. Like, right. It's always something. I got to move this to get to this, to get to that. That's too much time, right? Yeah. So it was a brilliant idea.
Now, Mike, you're in California. To let people who are watching this, for $1,500, how many square feet are you getting there?
This is it's a 28 by 60. So it's literally just about 2,000 square feet. And this is cheap. What I'm paying for this building would really be $3,000 if anybody else was. If you just went to a commercial property, they're going to want $3,000 for this in California, minimum.
Right.
Because I think $125, $150 a square foot is about the going rate. So I got a hell of a deal because they were renting it and they're not trying to make money off me. In this little commercial area, you can actually have your contract and lease it out to somebody else.
Yeah,
a lot of places. Yeah, that's illegal in a lot of places, but this place is cool with it. So
yeah, as long as you're being responsible and paying. Some people don't like to do that because then they kind of shift some of the responsibility to the new tenant, and then if they're not responsible, they move out and stuff like that. Hey, Ella, thanks for stopping. I do appreciate it. So you're not doing none of the business then at home no more, right?
No, I basically moved my entire business in here, And then the garage became Jessica and Michael's eBay business. They kind of just took over the shelves. I left them there, started fresh. But then Michael kind of transcended his eBay over here because he spends all of his time with me at the warehouse. So our garage is now just Jessica's eBay. She still does her own little thing for her income and stuff. And so I do nothing at the garage
Yeah.
anymore. Like,
Now, who is this Chris guy? Is he family or?
Uncle Chris is for the long story short, that's my kid's uncle. If you remember, my kids are with another woman. Her name was Jamie. I was with her
Yeah.
years ago. I ended up going to court, getting full custody of my children, and it was kind of against Chris and all the family because they were kind of mad when that happened. But uh, throughout time, everybody started to realize the decision I made was right, and they were glad that I had to take the kids because the mother was addicted to drugs, and no one wanted to stop that, and my kids were not safe. Lo and behold, Chris and I never really had too much of a problem throughout that, but it made our bond stronger, so to speak, and we've always remained cool. And last year, he kind of didn't have work, and he just kind of come out and hang out with me and Michael for a day or two, and helped us just because he wanted to hang out and stuff, and then he just ended up in our team. We did a whatnot show and he packed some boxes and then he packed some eBay boxes. And the next thing you know, I have him making eBay ads and he's kind of
Yeah, he's been. I see. Ella, hey, thanks for the super sticker. I do appreciate it. $3 and flipping hot finds. Pam's welcome, welcome. This was we were supposed to go live last night, and Mike said, "Hey, you want to do it now?" I said, "Sure, let's go. We'll get it done and over with and talk." And if you're missing it and you're watching it on the replay, I do appreciate it.
You see that where Jack? You see where Jack just said the cheapest space near him, which is about. He lives in a little more upscale area than me, but a buck 90 is the cheapest there.
Yeah. Is he now? He still does everything out of his garage, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He's doing. I know that he's. I mean, I remember for a long time he did everything on Monday nights, and now I see him going Thursday, and even Janice helping him a lot. So they're pushing in. You know what's nice about Whatnot is that even though you're not getting the full price, you feel like you're not getting shortchanged on the shipping. Like you don't have to invoice. People pay, right away. I mean, I've done some Carter shows where I'm selling like brand new Carter's pajamas for $25. I'm selling them for $5.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm selling 100 pair in 2 hours and I'm making $150, you got to say, especially when you're buying like 1,000 pairs of pajamas at one time, how long would that take me to sell on eBay?
Exactly.
Are you, I know a little bit about, are you still doing eBay? I know that you had mentioned you were a little sore about the sneaker issue. What's going on with eBay with yourself? Because I know that you've killed it on there too.
Well, see, the reality with that is a lot of people said that I'm kind of dumb because the sales with the shoes are kind of low, right? It's over $200 shoes, but the reality is integrity is everything. If you offer me condolences to my issue and you tell me, oh, if you just would have had something scanned in, you get a full 100% money back guarantee. Oh, okay. So now if I just make sure FedEx does their job every time, I'll be good, right? It's a guarantee. Now, if you send my shoes out a week later because they appear and tracking shown, and now you don't want to live up to this guarantee, how do I trust you in anything at that point? How do I go forth and try to make $1,000 sale, or how do I try to make $1,010 sales when your only 100% guarantee has no foundation? That's not. It's like having it's like dealing with a liar. That's like what it is to me. Like you're lying to me. You just told me I'm guaranteed, and at that point, I don't care if I sold $1 million or $100 grand. You're not the only kid on the block. I want to be where I feel safe, right? That's all there's to. I want to feel safe in whatever I'm doing, and so I cut ties with them because that happened with 2 pairs of shoes.
Yeah,
Both were refunded. Both were 100% eBay authentication guarantee. Both were given to the customer by eBay after they took my money. And with that being said, I'm sorry.
So you
eBay,
have nothing on eBay right now?
I think I have some light bulbs from the Christmas stuff I bought last year. I have a bunch of packs of 25 C7 LED light bulbs, and I might have a few pieces of Waterford on there. But I literally a month ago, of actually 5 weeks to the date, I had 15, almost 1,600 products on there, and now I have 84 listings.
Yeah. I think that one month, I think you posted up on Instagram or YouTube. Didn't you do like 50,000 in one month on eBay?
I did as much as like 56,000, but the
Yeah,
numbers are realistically the numbers are off a lot. Cause let's say three
for
thousand
shipping.
dollars canceled. No, I mean like I had a couple like buy it nows and stuff where people back out. So it's really like 52,000 for the month, not 56. But realistically, I did 105,000 in a 90-day period.
Yeah,
I had a goal to list 30 items a day because Daily Refinement was saying that that's like the algorithm. So I wanted to test it. I went
right.
hard. Uncle Chris, Michael, my daughter, we were all down here just making ads, 30 a day. And I saw significant change, but I don't know if it was an algorithm or just application of energy. Naturally, if you listed 30 items a day, and I know you were doing it too, you said you were trying to do like 5 items a day or
Oh,
something.
I was listing every day up until a couple months ago because uh, I had watched a video with Tech and Sports, and
Mm-hmm.
that guy was so disciplined, and what he was saying, and I'll tell you, it was working. I
Yeah.
was unfortunately, I mean, I was listing honestly probably 20, 25 every day. No less than 5 or 10 a day. There's T. Hey, thanks for the super chat. Two of her favorite men. I don't need to split this with Mike though, because he was late.
Uh,
And he's killing it on Whatnot. When I do $33,000 on Whatnot, then I'm gonna split my super chats with the pirate.
that was a really good week. Like the 3 weeks before that, I only did like 30 grand, but that whole week I did like $80,000 on Whatnot. Is the most amazing
Yeah.
freaking thing I've ever experienced. Like it's awesome. And I lost money. Like I lost a lot of money in a lot of those sales. Some of the sales went to they were beneficial to me. They were fair market value. But then there was a lot of sales where I lost a lot of money, like tens of thousands of dollars in potential value. And
Right. Yeah.
everybody gets a
I
chance
saw
to
there
make
was a
money.
couple, like there was a couple purses that only went for $80 or $90 because it was. I know you were having fun, but you were doing them like 15 seconds, and I don't even think people were paying attention quick enough to do. And the 15 seconds, it's amazing how quick 15 seconds goes by. And there were a couple purses that went like under 100
It's
bucks.
fun.
Yeah.
I told my son this the other day, and this is kind of like a good analogy I've come to the conclusion about. Before this, we were running like we had a little restaurant. We had a restaurant with like 4 people can come sit down with their family, and with Whatnot, we now have a McDonald's drive-through. We have it has changed our whole dynamics of our business. We used to just be kind of like a mom and pop shop where you can just have a few people come in and we might have to
Hi,
wait to eat.
CJ.
And now it's just drive-through. Everybody just like, come on, next item. And that's where the money comes in. It's not about 100% volume for one singular item, 10 items in a month. McDonald's is where they're at because they were selling dollar cheeseburgers. And now with this platform, we have the ability to push we can literally do 200 items in let's say about a 3-hour period. We sell
Right.
200 products. On
Right.
my best YouTube auction, which I used to like, but I would never do you would have to, you couldn't hold a gun to my head and make me do a YouTube auction again because the process is so annoying. Like the time it takes per lot
Yeah.
to even watch one drives me. I'm not even kidding. It drives me nuts to watch a YouTube
Yeah.
auction. Like the anxiety. But my best auction there was 8.5 hours, and I sold 123 lots.
Well, a lot of times when I would go on, like I would go on with T auctions for you, I would do buy it now because I just didn't like. Sometimes one item would take 15 minutes, and
Yeah,
it's like, well, come on, you either know you want it for $17 or you don't, and then unfortunately, some people don't want to pay, and then you got to go through chasing people down with the invoice and this and that. That I was doing a lot, and I was doing okay. I was doing a lot of buy it nows or mystery boxes. And what do you got? Somebody there? Is that your son? I can't hear you. Oh, it's Chris. Yeah, you went mute there a second. You're still muted, Mike. He's still muted. Chris muted him. Oh, hey, Jana, what's up? How are you? Thanks for coming by.
now we're good.
Now we're good. We have to blame Chris. He stepped on the microphone cord.
Well, I've been trying to use AirPods because these things are amazing when you have Apple products. They work as great mics.
Hey, Chris, welcome.
I'll take the blame. It's all good.
Are you here to supervise, or are you getting ready for the whatnot?
Getting ready for the whatnot.
Yeah, how's he treating you? Is he buying you lunch once in a while?
Mike's the best, man.
Yeah, I tell you, his son. I've known Mike since 2019, and I tell you, I just think he's an inspiration and just a great, honest. Sometimes you might not like what he has to say, but there's no beating around the bush with him. I mean, I remember when he used to go live from the car, and you'd see the beach in the background. And I remember sometimes even bantering with his son. His son had the long hair back then, and about getting a job. He's like, he ain't gonna. And I had Mike on my show last July, actually, on my channel, and I see what a great. It's just such a nice. You have such a nice boy there. He if he sees me in the chat, hey, Patdees, and he's always polite. He seems like he wants to help and he wants to be successful. He's doing the YouTube videos, so you've done a good job with him, Mike.
Definitely has done a great job with my nephew.
I think he's amazing. I think you're amazing because I've known you, and me and you have talked, and I know that you've had like investments not work out. I know you've had partnerships not work out, and it don't matter. 2 months later, you're doing big deals where you're selling T-shirts. You're selling $33,000 on whatnot. Right. You're YouTube there for a little while was a little you changed directions and you're pushing your YouTube. Yeah, I mean you have over 1 million followers now. Across social media?
We're about to hit 1 million followers on Facebook, actually.
Yeah, I mean that's amazing. And you're doing T, thanks for she posted your whatnot too. And below the description is his whatnot. I put a link. I always put whenever a guest is on my channel, I always put below their link to come over, and that's as a thank you for Mike taking his time to out of his day, because he doesn't have to do this, and he's going to be actually going live in about 50 minutes on his whatnot channel. Mike, why don't you explain also what's going on next month? You're going to this what's called Boss. I saw that you had Katie and Vic on your channel the other night. Tell them about that.
That was, like I said, that's the event that kind of changed me. I don't think anybody in this world ever knows everything about. I don't care if you're an electrician. I don't care if you're a real estate agent. I don't care if you're a pro athlete. I don't care what you're doing in life. If you're a homeless person, you still are not the best homeless person. There's always somebody who knows more than you, can teach you something. And resale is important. Even myself, a lot of people think I'm some expert, and I really don't know nothing. I really barely know a minuscule of things in the grand scheme of everything. So everybody has room to improve, room to learn, room to upgrade. And I went to this event last year, my first event only, and that event really changed me from the inside out. I got to watch hundreds of people who do reselling to teach me something. Some knew less, some knew more. And I got to meet content creators, which is also important for me because I don't get to spend enough time with people who do what I do. I think being like-minded and having like-minded individuals around you is very important. If you don't do that, how are you going to learn? So I went to this event, and like I said, when I left this event, I went ground running and I haven't stopped. And I had my best Q1, my best Q2, and my best Q3 I've ever had in the resale game. Hands down, my best. I almost don't even know if I care to work in Q4 because they were so good to me. I can actually take some time off, but we both know I'm not taking any time off. But it's important. In this event, I know there's a lot of good resale events. I'm sure I've never been to other ones, but I really like this one. And I'm actually speaking this year. I'm telling my story there. And there's going to be a lot of other people speaking. Commonwealth Picker will be there. Speaking Resale Rabbit, Storage Stalker, Wade's Ventures, and a slew of other people, another 10 or so speakers that I don't have all the names in front of me. Rosie's Closet, Mikey Bags of Money. I met them. I'd flip that as doing their game show there. A lot of people are going to be there. It's a 4-day event. The first night's kind of a get together at like a little bar. You hang out, meet and greet, you have fun, do karaoke. That was a great night. I think I ended up at a White Castle with Wade and Man vs. Mystery at 2 a.m. that night. The first time I met them, it was kind of fun. Then we go into a couple days of speaking. I'm going to be speaking on Thursday of that week, and yeah, it's going to be interesting. Anybody's welcome to come. It's like a $340 ticket, or you can watch virtually from your house with a virtual ticket. And if you use code pirate, it'll save you $10. So I think it's like a $60 purchase then or something, 65. I don't know. But
yeah, I heard them mention the other night that even if you can't watch it then, that access will have you be able to go and watch anytime the videos and watch at your own speed. And I agree with like-minded people. I think that's the difficult about reselling is it's something so unique sometimes that either some people, they feel like they don't like the competition, like me on a local level. I remember I ran into the Salvation Army and I saw a guy one time and he goes, I didn't know you did. Like, he was kind of standoffish. He felt like I was competition and he didn't want to, and there's enough, that's one thing I was thinking about when you were live the other night and you had at one time over 500 people. Think about that's actually small compared to the millions of people that are potentially. I mean, you have the potential to you could do 500 every night that you do whatnot. What is do you have a goal? I don't know if you know Chris Daily Refinement at all. I mean, the guy does $2 million a year on whatnot. Do you have a goal to say, look, I want to do this 3 times a week and hit X amount of dollars?
Well, I'm not. For me, it's about profit, right? Because here's like in resale. I mean, anybody can go sell like $1 million today, but did you pay $1 million for it? Did you pay 1.2? Did you pay 100,000? Where's the ROI? For me, it's all about storages. I get the average reseller when they're buying wholesale and they have a price point per item, right? And it's usually kind of up there. This is, for example, I paid $17 a piece for these, right? I don't usually do that, but I know he bought a good storage. I know this is all 300 pieces of silver. There is Joan Rivers brand new. There is Bob Mackie brand. That's good quality jewelry right there. So I was willing to gamble sight unseen the $17. That's what I went and did last night. Right. So I know I will make something and I get to write off the $7,000. But usually when I buy a storage unit, my piece count is what, 50 cents an item? If you think about it mathematically, granted,
right, exactly, yeah,
90% of it's shit, and it's not going to be really great selling. The point is the ROI or the price point is low. So when I go on Whatnot, I don't have to care. I can give great deals. People can make money off of me. So I don't really set goals. My goal is more auction based. I want to find $100,000 lockers for $5,000. That's the way I look at things. I want to make 20 times my money. Just like on my vision board, I got Mickey Mantle rookies is one of the things I'm shooting to find by the end of this year. But I would love to sell $1 million on there, but I'm happy if I only sell 200,000 because I'm pretty sure I won't have spent more than 50 on my stuff.
Yeah. You're making 150 off that 200 versus some people selling $1 million and only making 150.
I know Daily Refinement does really well, and he's a wise man, so he's not paying $2 million to sell $2 million.
No.
But I do know there's a lot of people that are on Whatnot that are. It's more like clout, right? They went and spent 10 grand on shoes so they can have a $10,000 shoe sale. And
right.
I'm not here for cool points. I don't care if anybody ever thinks I'm cool. I need money. Money pays my bills,
Right.
So, but I think that anybody could be successful on Whatnot. It's all about your attitude. And I guess that's why like-minded, for example, being a reseller, most of our friends have 9-to-5 jobs. They went to school taught them to trade time for money. And they look at us like we're all crazy because they don't get it. They're like, why? When most of us probably make more money than anybody we know working a 9-to-5, unless they're a doctor or a lawyer or something, the average person, but they don't grasp it. Like, I've seen Jessica, my significant other, she's kind of struggled with being a reseller because she was programmed to work, trade hours, you get a salary or whatever it is. And it's harder to do reselling because you have to believe that by the end of the month, you're going to get $3,000 in your pocket. You have to have faith in that. And that is very important. Most people don't want to believe, which is why a lot of people fail. That's like one of the reasons why I think I've been successful. My life has been, for a lack of better words, for many years, shitty. I went through hell. I grew up in a poor environment. My parents were addicted to drugs. I've been through physical, sexual abuse. I've been homeless. I've been through court. I've been through all sorts of stuff in my life. And my mentality is always, it's going to get better. I'm going to make it better. I'm going to believe it. And that is where everything starts. If all the energy you're taking in, the things you're thinking about, the people you're around, everything you're doing is one of failure, expectation of failure, you're already told the universe what's going to happen. You have to believe. That's why, like you were saying, you've seen me be that way, because that is the game changer for me. That is the thing that has helped me come from nothing and be something and bounce back every time. Like when I lost money doing the deal with Grimes there in Texas, I didn't let it come off my back. Yes, I lost $25,000+. That is a fact, and it is what it is. But what happened 2 months later? Went into the flea market, spent $1,000 and turned that $1,000 into 60,000 on the dead streets, right? It's you have to have that mentality.
Well, like I said, I've known you 4 years, and we've talked, and we talked about you wanting to get a house, and you kind of got caught up a little bit into some of the penny and crypto stocks, and I'm like, oh, Mike, don't be a little and yet here you are, and that was actually last year at this time. I think we talked about that. We were chatting about, and here you are since then, just in 100,000 and whatnot, 100,000 on eBay. You didn't let it like kind of get you down and hold you back about. It probably made you wiser.
Well, I did. Over a period of 2 years, I lost close to 30 grand of my own personal money that I had saved up. I thought I was being a wise person. I learned. I see all the people who make money. They invest in stocks, right? They do this and that. So I started to try to be this wise person to get my family a home. And yeah, I did lose a chunk of money in a short period of time. And inside, it almost broke me. Most people didn't see it. I think Jessica did, and my kids, but
not many people.
Inside, I was stressed. I was.
Yeah, I hope you're not mad at me bringing it up. The reason I brought it up because I know personally, and me and you have talked, and I said, Mike, kind of like get a little bit more conservative. And here you are again, a year later, killing it, and you put that behind you, and you moved on, and you just keep, you have a little bit of a bump in the road, but you just keep going up, and I just think that's amazing.
It wore me down. I'm telling you, I was like inside pissed at myself. I was stressed out. I'd wake up every morning and watch the stocks, and no one would know why I'm pissed off, why I'm mad. And I had a certain, I made some money in stocks. Actually, I woke up one day and I made like 40 grand overnight in stocks. And that's what got me hooked on. I was like, I don't even care about storages and YouTube. No, I'm making 40 grand a day on stocks. And I had $100,000 in my stock account on vacation with Jessica, $108,000.
I remember.
And then 2 months later, I was down to like 60.
Yeah.
And that broke me inside. I went on a mission because I had to make that back. Like that was my home money. Granted, the stocks gave me some of it. I lost it all and then some more, right? So, I could have bought a house again last year too. We made a decision to buy our truck versus the home because I was afraid that homes were going to crash. There's this like never ending homes are going to crash next year theory, right? So you're always thinking that way. We went with the big truck and trailer before a home because that makes us money. A home ain't going to make us money. It's just going to save us maybe some over time on a lesser payment, but we needed to invest in that. And we have built back up and we actually have the money to buy a home. Now it's a matter of, do we want to buy a home? Where do we want to buy it? Do we want to jump in now? But it's you can go up and down real fast in life, real fast.
Hey, silver-haired stacker, hope you're feeling better. I know you were sick when you came home. I hope things are getting better. Hey, Mike, what's up, buddy? How are you doing? No, I think, man, you're gonna. I can't wait till you get this house. I know you had talked maybe about moving to Texas and doing different things. I'm not sure where you stand with that yet. How old are you, Mike?
I am 45, and I'm feeling old lately.
You feeling old?
Yeah, I'm feeling old. That little stint with my legs a couple of weeks ago and not working for like 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks. It's like I lost some of my oomph. It's weird. Like my legs started to feel a little older. I have a hard time getting down the ground to pick. I got to build my strength up now. It's weird, but that little bit of time, if you don't use it, you lose it. Kicked in real freaking quick.
Right.
That was the first time I've ever done something like that where I had to take time off for a few weeks.
Chris the Goose, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
What's up, Chris?
He's going to be a papa this coming week.
That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, 4 more days. Him and Kimmy.
This is his first kid?
Yeah.
Freaking awesome. Kids are the best, man. Kids are the best.
Yep, he lives in Texas. He's having a little boy. He just got done building a house. And Kimmy, that used to be my co-host back in the day, borderline, she moved down with him in Texas. Has been down there over a year now. And
nice.
they're having their first child, a baby boy. I think delivering in 4 days or the 20th or something like that. She said. So I still talk to her from time to time. Goose is too busy. You don't even see him on YouTube anymore.
What part of Texas they live in?
I think not far from Austin, I think. I'm not sure. I know if I look it up because I've sent them stuff. But Chris, you can answer that in the chat. Chris
I've never wanted to leave California, but I just went there and did that big collab with Unspeakable like a month and a half ago.
I remember that.
And hanging out with that channel and stuff kind of made me really want to move there. And then Jessica got inspired too. And my cousin moved to Austin. He's a manager at the Gigafactory. And my other oldest friends from school, they're running a law firm in Dallas. So it's like I got a lot of reasons to move there. You know,
it was 106. It was 106 there like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's the one reason why I don't want to move there, because like I spent 25-30 minutes doing work while filming with Unspeakable, and in that just 25-30 minutes of opening a few boxes and them filming me was the most I've ever sweated in my life. And the only thing I can think about is, how in the hell would I ever be a flea market vendor with this type of heat? How am I going to move storages with this type of heat? That's the only thing I've been thinking about. How can I do it?
How did it work out too? I mean, what timing? If anyone doesn't know, you guys were at Maui when the fire broke out, right?
Man, like, so I probably would have been able to go before it, because as soon as I won, I basically beat Jeebus in this Storage Wars competition we had with them, and they like immediately put me on the spot, like, hey, you can go anywhere in the world where you want to go. And I was like, holy crap, I didn't expect that. You know, I thought maybe might get like a little dinner gift card or something for win. I didn't think that, but like I immediately knew that none of our kids had they didn't have passports. So I just happened to blurt out Hawaii because I always look there and it's expensive and I'm cheap. I don't want to go there and spend the money. So I'm like, I never want to go because I see the tickets. It's like 1,000 plus. I mean, you can go to fly to Cancun for $250 right now. You go to Hawaii, it's like $1,200 a person or something, you know, big difference. So I immediately went with Hawaii. We went back to the office and they showed me a little video of the different islands to pick. And I don't know what just drew me to Maui. They said it was the most calmest and non-touristy. So I was like, cool. And then we had to delay like 4 days because our kids were in school. We wanted to time it right. It was like literally the start of school. And so we pushed it back 4 days and we just happened to fly out. Literally the hurricane came the same day we got there. The fire started 3 days after being there. And it was kind of weird. What the luck is.
I remember sending you a message when I knew you were there and I said, are you okay? And because didn't know where the people were flying in and out. And I think when I sent it, you were leaving like the next day, and I was like, "Wow, what time?"
Yeah, we stayed 5 nights, I think. What it was, I don't remember. It was 4 nights and 5 days, but it was a fair amount of time. But literally, the last night we were there, the second to last day, we were on our way to Lahaina to go hang out because we want to see that side of the island. And that day, it burned to the ground. Like we didn't go. We were told it was like the GPS showed 7 hours drive, and yeah, it was kind of weird because even being there, they didn't really know all this was going on. It was kind of like there was no sirens going, there was no alarms. You could see fire that night in the distance on one area, and it was kind of like everybody was still down eating at the restaurants and things. You didn't know really what was going on. They're like, oh, it's just windy like this every day around noon, and it goes away at 4. And yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah. So what's going on with your YouTube channel? Are you Chris, he was on Maui. Yeah. He was on the island at the.
I was literally on Maui the whole time that the hurricane and the fire happened. Like it was, I'm on a paid dream vacation.
Yeah. So what's going on with your YouTube? Are you focused on that and pushing?
Yeah, I mean, like no more, no less than usual. I have I don't do videos a day every day anymore. I kind of stopped that a while ago. I have kind of like a pattern where I like to do 3 videos a day, and that's kind of how I've been going. I actually was supposed to get one out today, but I'm behind schedule. It should be coming out right now.
3 videos a week?
Yeah, 3 videos a week. I try to do shorts and stuff like that because content has changed a lot over the last few years, and we are moving from a long format of content. Like if you go on TikTok, TikTok's all fast paced, it's up and down. You go on Facebook, they like the reels even though they have the videos. So I try to do several short formats a day, and I only do 3 a week on Facebook and YouTube of your standard 16:9 videos that we've all grown to love. But yeah, that's kind of I have like a half and half thing, because I do Facebook just as much as I do YouTube. A lot of people underestimate Facebook, but it is easier to grow, pays very well, if not better.
Right.
And I like it more. It's easier to share. For example, on YouTube, if you were to go share your video, what do you got to do? You got to go to Facebook.
Right.
So why not just cut the middleman out, right? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you got to go to Instagram to share your video, but you can't share. There's no real way to share it. Where do you share?
No, I think that about Instagram. The only way that you could share it is if you boost it. I paid $5 last night to boost about the show, because I wanted them to click that and come over to see the show. Here's Kimmy. The
short format is the business now. Like I had Facebook kind of ruined it. They killed the bonus program a couple months ago, which really disappointed me. But I did 64 million views on shorts in Facebook in December, and it paid me $22,000 for just those shorts views, which was freaking phenomenal.
Yeah.
And your channel grows way faster.
They gave me $50 just to make they said make 5 little videos. And I'm like, okay, if you make the 5 and you make if you did it over 2 weeks, and they gave me $50.
Yeah.
And and one or two of them, nobody is blocking your posts.
Instagram is now paying again on a bonus program for reels. And like I said, I've learned that shorts help you out, because every one of my platforms took off thanks to shorts. Like I'm at 179,000 followers on Instagram, and I spent 10 years on Instagram, never broke 3,000 followers. And about 6-7 months ago, my reels took off, or however many months ago. But now I just grow. I just grow. I got 179,000 followers on Instagram because of shorts. My TikTok, it's all a short-based program. I'm now at 560,000.
I was just going to ask you about that. I don't do TikTok. I just don't like.
TikTok pays well. My son, Michael, who has a very small channel on TikTok, he got like $2,000 this month from TikTok, because they're paying well for the shorts now.
Wow.
Yeah. They do about anywhere from about 50 cents to $1 RPM for your videos on TikTok, and it's supposed to go as much as $4, but I ain't seen that. The most I seen was $1.17, but they also shadow ban you a lot or something. It's real easy to become invisible. As soon as you take off really big on TikTok, you have 2 or 3 months of down, and then it'll come back and it'll come down. So like I only made $74 on TikTok this month, but like 3 months ago I made $2,300 for the month.
YouTube can be so frustrating. I did a video. I mean, I haven't been consistent because of what I'm going through, but I did a video that I picked 10 items at yard sales, and I had less views than when I announced I was doing my cancer treatment. So obviously the cancer treatment has a wider audience because of other people who don't resell it, but it's hard to get in that rhythm of the consistency of it. But now some of I have one video, the storage unit video I did last year, my very first, not a storage unit, the very first pallet I bought from liquidation.com. YouTube pushes it out, and that makes me money every day. Now, do I make a lot from it? No. I mean, I'm making maybe I'm making like 50 cents a day, 75 cents a day from it, but it's probably made me like $250 in the past year off that with probably 17,000 views.
Consistency is very important on any platform. It also affects your RPM. If you get real technical into it, like if you upload a lot, then stop. Your RPM goes down.
Yeah.
If you get a lot of likes and then all of a sudden you don't, it goes down. Quality of them. Paying for things I do not recommend for anybody. I've never done it myself. Despite what anybody may ever say, paying for stuff can actually kill your channel, because if you were to buy views, you can get low-end views from like India.
Right. Yeah.
Taiwan.
Some smart ass one time did that to one of my videos, and it was a country next to Russia, and you knew like they were just being spiteful.
People
they spent $5 to get 2,000 views on my channel for that, and it was a stupid video. It was a video that basically one day I was frustrated, was walking home, and the car broke down. And I was just talking about life. somebody spent $5 to sabotage that video.
Your biggest haters are your most viewed watchers.
Yeah.
I've literally traced trolls in my chat to direct cell phones geographically to an exact city to know exactly who it is. Trust me, there's a lot of people who do shady things to get you down, but you know what you do, Pat? You just keep winning.
Yeah, I don't let it bother me like I used to a couple years ago when I felt like you kind of had to mention. I don't even care anymore. I mean, I do what I do, and people like, that's fine. I mean, I've been stuck at but it is, you got to be consistent and put some stuff out. I want to do more. I want to do more videos, and bring more guests on. I was going to actually, Jack was supposed to come on probably about 4 or 5 months ago, and then got sidetracked. And so I'd like to bring Jack on again. I had Jack on my channel when he was around 18,000 subscribers, and look at him now. I mean, he what is he, 200 plus? I don't even know.
I subscribed to him when he was under 100 subs.
Yeah. Are you doing any collabs coming up?
I don't have, actually, the only collab I have scheduled is Alex and I bought 2 big units this week. So we bought a 10 by 30 and a 10 by 15 by the same owner. So that'll be our first time buying a unit together in a long time.
Yeah.
I'm hoping, and me and Wade have been planning this since last year, but we're supposed to buy a unit in Vegas, and that will make mine and Wade's first ever collab. But Storage Stalker will be there, and my goal is to bring any content creator that is in Vegas there with us and do a huge collab, because why not, right? Even
have fun doing it, make a couple bucks.
And you never know. Unspeakable told me that they were planning to do another video with me again in the future, so you never know. Maybe I'll be back on Unspeakable's channel again. And that was crazy. That's the 5th richest YouTuber in the world right now. I'm still shocked that they invited little old me down to Houston to do a video with them,
Yeah.
50 million freaking subscribers they have.
Sometimes it's funny because I've been not watching reselling content sometimes lately, just going down that, where it's amazing how many big channels are out there with 1 million or 500,000 subscribers, and people you never even heard of. Like, I was watching travel videos, train videos, living off the grid videos. I mean, there's so many. Yeah.
When I say, hey, you ever watch that Mr. Beast video? And they're like, who's Mr. Beast? Like, how the hell you don't know who Mr. Beast is? The guy has like everybody in the world subscribes to him. How do you never heard of Mr. Beast? He gives away planets. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people that don't know. So
exactly. I've never heard of Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
How do you not know who Mr. Beast is?
All right, Mike, we are close to that hour. I do appreciate you coming on and talking about your experience and whatnot, eBay. You got a show coming up in about less than a half an hour. Yeah. So I do appreciate, I'm going to be doing a whatnot tonight at 7 or 8 o'clock. And I do appreciate Mike taking the time to come on and join me and talk about reselling. And Mike, is there anything you want to add before we go, bud?
No, I just appreciate you having me come on. You know what I mean? Like, if you guys, we did a lot of talking about whatnot. If anybody out there who's a reseller, because I naturally believe a lot of you probably are resellers, that's why you watch us. If you can contact Pat or we can get you a link to help you become a reseller. I'm sure Pat has the same link, but it helps usher in. And the world's about change. If you don't change and adapt with life, you will be left behind. You will be stuck in the Stone Ages. And that's the way all of life should be. If you don't adapt and move forward, you're not going to go with everything else. So feel free to reach out to either one of us if you guys want to join whatnot. And also understand that life is going to be like this. It's not always going to be like this. So you're going to have down days. Don't let it get to you and just keep going, I
agree. All right, guys. Hey, thanks for everyone that came in. Thanks again for Ella and T for the super chats. I do appreciate it. Kimmy, I'll talk to you this week. You're having that baby in a couple days, and wish you well. And thanks for everyone that did come in. If you're watching this on the replay, you guys can comment below. I'd greatly appreciate it. Everyone have a great weekend. And thanks, Mike.
No problem.